Wake up, rebels! Welcome back to the Rabbit Rebellion, the channel where we dig deep and question everything. Before we dive into today's mind-blowing content, I need you to do something right now. Smash that like button if you're ready to have your mind blown. Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell because they don't want you seeing this. Now, here's a question that's going to shake you to your core. What if everything you've been told about progress is a lie? Think about it, rebels. We're told we're living in the most advanced era in human history, right? But what if? What if we're actually living in a declining society that's been programmed to believe we're at our peak? Drop a exploding head in the comments if this is already blowing your mind. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. There are incredible inventions, technologies that could revolutionize our world, cure diseases, solve energy crises, transform how we live. But guess what? They're being hidden from us. Why? Because releasing them would collapse entire industries. The powers that be would rather keep us dependent than set us free. Type rabbit hole in the comments if you're ready to go deeper with us. But here's what I want you to think about. Why do the very systems, the government, the institutions that are supposed to serve us, why do they allow this suppression to happen? Who benefits when we stay in the dark? If you've ever felt like something just doesn't add up about our world, give this video a thumbs up right now. Today, we're going full rebellion mode. We're about to explore hidden footage, forgotten technologies, and suppressed innovations that they've tried to bury forever. But I need your help, rebels. Share this video everywhere before they try to shadow ban it. Send it to your friends, your family, anyone who's ready to wake up. Are you ready to join the Rabbit Rebellion? Then let's go down the rabbit hole together. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and let's build this rebellion one truth at a time.
Airships, actual boats that were attached to one or more balloons in the 1700s. Check this one out. This one is from one of the World's Fairs. It says Exposition Universelle 1894. At the top, we've got this gigantic balloon, and it is tied to and holding up a house, a mansion at that. If I were to zoom in, notice this underneath it. Okay, this is real. This really existed. I looked this up, I had studied this, and this apparently actually was a floating mansion that was tied to a balloon, and this right here was an elevator, an ancient elevator, 1800s, 1894. And the people down here at the bottom at the World's Fair, the people would get into these elevators. There's one right here, actually. You see this one? There's an elevator that's attached, and they would ride the elevator all the way up and get off into this huge mansion that was a floating house in the sky, a floating castle. They made these in the old world. Just wanted to show you, this is from the National Air and Space Museum website and the Smithsonian, and they have a whole article that displays, you know, this floating castle idea. Here's other ones. These are more hot air balloons. So before they actually had the ability to try to steer the ships, navigating the skies, it was pretty much balloons that had ships attached to them, which is why they're called airships, right? As you can see here, it's clearly a boat. It's a sky boat, right? People rode around. There's even a net. This guy's climbing the net, just like it's a ship, like a pirate ship or something. But these are the pirates of the air, the pirates of the sky. And they learned how to navigate the skies in the...
Whoa, hold up. Does that sound familiar to anyone else? Because to me, that's basically the plot of Disney's Up, a house floating through the sky. Coincidence? Or is there something bigger going on here? Here's where it gets wild, rebels. There's a rumor that the powers that be are required to reveal what they're doing to us right in plain sight. But do they have to spell it out, or can they just sneak it into our favorite shows and movies? Besides the legendary TV show The Simpsons, which is basically a crystal ball at this point, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with a TV show, movie, or even a song that you think is being used for predictive programming. And if you think that's wild, buckle up, because what we're about to show you about ancient knowledge of light is something the elites definitely don't want getting out. Stay tuned, hit that like, and let's keep this rebellion rolling.
So today we're going to talk about the Summit Quartz Health Lamp, and I found one of these gems. They created these in the 1950s. This is how they would get UV healing frequencies as well as sitting out in the sun. But check this is a mercury arc lamp with quartz glass so that it allows the UV spectrum to come through, and people would sit in front of these and bathe with this device. So I'm going to turn this on and show it to you guys. And And so as soon as you kick it on, these UVs are pulsating, you can hear it, and you can see it. It's very, very bright, even in the daytime. And what a person would do is they would sit in front of this and they would get the UV healing frequencies. And this is how they were healing people back in the day. They didn't have to drug them and cut them up and pill them and everything else. They just used beautiful frequencies of light. And if you also notice on my hands, you can see a greenish spectrum. That's the color coming from here. That's what's interesting. When you get into light and color spectrums, there's different color spectrums which used to come off the different glass bulbs, which would be very healing for the body. Then you get into the book Light Medicine of the Future by Jacob Liverman. You got all the benefits of UV, which blood pressure, helping the heart, also helping with weight loss and improving the thyroid. A lot of people suffering from thyroid issues, you gotta sit in the sun. UV light also helps with skin issues and can treat up to 165 different diseases treated with UV light. And then also you go into the hormones, increases male hormones by up to 120%, also helps balance out female hormones. So see what they don't tell you about light.
Listen up. They've been hiding something from us. Time to expose the truth. Expose the truth. Pulling back the curtain, see the lies they spread. Companies conspiring while we stayed misled. Hidden ride, classified files kept us in the dark, now we rising up, about to leave our mark. Secret meetings, boardroom dealings, what they didn't show. Underground garages full of rides we didn't know. Racing through the shadows of their manufactured doubt. Time to flip the script, let the truth come out. The Rabbit Rebellion.
We've gone deep down the Tesla rabbit hole. Seriously. We've explored everything from how he lit up the World's Fair with his groundbreaking lights to his mind-blowing mastery of frequency, and even his genius in mechanical engineering that led to the first hydroelectric dam. But you know what? We've never seen anything about him using lights like the ones in that footage. And come on, did you catch those cars? If you think those old-school tires could outlast anything on the road today, smash that like button. But don't go anywhere, Rebels, because up next, we're taking a peek into how their kitchens back then were a whole different world compared to ours today. You do not want to miss this.
Floating on an invisible cradle of electric waves. Go home and tell your wife you've seen it, and see if she believes you were sober. Or go home and tell her you've found a new way to cook the breakfast eggs and bacon, in a pan without any contact with heat or flame. She'll be certain you weren't sober. Underneath the pan are coils which send up invisible electric waves of energy, and that energy produces eddy currents in the metal of the pan, and those eddy currents cause enough heat in the metal to cook the breakfast. Or you can use the eddy currents to light electric bulbs. So go home and tell your wife you found a new way to light the house, with bulbs that glow without any wires to connect them to the mains. She'll know you weren't sober.
This little implement solves the problem of the orange, not the reds, and peels it as clean as a whistle. Should any gentleman here want, in a moment of weakness, to drink lemonade,
making them revolve,
there's a simple...
It means that he can make them do the walking for you. He's been able to pack into this single 5-foot cylinder, for example, cupboard space, dishwasher, microwave oven, more cupboard space, an enormous double refrigerator, which you could sublet if you wanted, and this double cooker. And so, if you happen to be over here with one hand in the bread sauce, for example, everything's still just where you want it. You can get extra stuff out of the refrigerator. And if you want to get rid of your dirty dishes, you just give it a push, and round comes this super dishwasher, without having to move at all away from these hot plates. Storage units. These automatic plastic dispensers contain everything from sugar to split peas. But this storage unit contains a very special kind of storage. Information storage. Because this kitchen has the very latest in Keep Up with the Joneses style status symbols. A domestic computer terminal. It's not connected to £500,000 worth of computer in the basement, of course, but to a centralized computer bureau.
Slave your child, your wife, your mother. There isn't anything that you ever had. There isn't anything that you own. There isn't any right that you possess that they're not planning on taking away.
Sheeple.
Your sheeple. And your children are going to be slaughtered if you go along with the program. It's time to wake the town and tell the sheeple. We're being led like sheep to the slaughter. What is the purpose? A new world order. The United States of America is controlled by this evil archy. They control the money system. They control the State Department. They control the presidency.
So they have a plan to give us a new age world global occultic religion. They're going to have been deceived so greatly that they'll actually think it's something good. In fact, the whole New Age movement, the New World Order crowd is telling people that the 666 mark of the beast is the most elite thing that could ever happen to them.
No cash. Cashless society. It's ready to go. Disease could be created. In essence, this is what he was saying.
We have new strains of virtually everything that's drug resistant or drug free.
I'm not worried about the old diseases. I'm worried about the ones that they create to bring down the population of the world. They simply want to exterminate them. But that they consider them to be useless eaters.
Words are very important to the Illuminati. These things are manufactured purposely for a purpose. And so I'm saying that there is something organized and directed, and it's here in this country.
Future Shocker biochip. And this is what Anthony showed you earlier, a biochip. That's an injectable computer chip. An economic mark in the back of our right hands or in our foreheads.
You've got a choice. You can join in this fight, or you can die as a slave.
All right, rebels, we've only just scratched the surface of these wild inventions. Seriously, can you even imagine a world where we're still sailing the skies like Captain Hook, zipping around in flying ships and using mercury lights to heal ourselves? Just those two alone would flip the world upside down and probably put half the companies out there out of business. Think about it. Instead of being stuck in these so-called beautiful cities, which, let's be real, are just fancy cages for society, we'd be free, unstoppable, and actually living. But hey, I know it sounds a little doom and gloom, right? You're probably thinking, how do we even start to change any of this? Here's the secret, rebels. First, unlearn what you've been taught. Learn to grow your own food. Invest in herbs instead of just popping pills. Learn to defend yourself. Work together, unite, and, most importantly, think for yourself. Remember, this is all for entertainment purposes only, but we encourage you to question everything. Do your own research, dig deep, and come to your own conclusions. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride with the Rabbit Rebellion. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button so you never miss a new video. We'll see you next time. Stay curious, stay rebellious, and keep digging.